Hey everybody, welcome to the J Combos channel. You can call me J Combos. This is the channel where I post everything but fighting game content for right now. This is the start of my One Piece series where I'm going to be talking about the One Piece arcs. I'm sorry if you see me shiver a lot. It is very fucking cold right now. It is so goddamn cold that this is the coldest my room has ever fucking been in this house. Now, I'm gonna in today's video I'm gonna try and talk all the way up to Arlong Park. In the next video I'm gonna figure that out soon. I'm winging it right now. I figured that would be the best way to do this. So it starts when it starts with fucking there's a barrel, right, and then this cruise ship comes and fishes it up, and they put it where all the other barrels of food and wine are, because the barrel has, I think, wine on it. They think it's a barrel of wine. So they throw it back there, and you see Nami is on the same ship. She's planning on robbing all the rich people and blah, blah, because she's cat burglar Nami. And all of a sudden the ship gets attacked by the Alvida pirates. This fat, ugly bitch named Alvida with a club. When I say fat, she's like actually wide. Like she's genuinely wide boned. Like she's fucking fat. And little do we know a future important character is on that ship, Kobe. And they start boarding this ship because they get close enough and they start robbing all the rich people, blah, blah, blah. Nami somehow gets on that ship. Kobe finds a barrel and he thinks there's wine in it. And some of the Alvida pirates that are with him are like, "Hey, you trying to steal our piece of the loot, blah, blah, blah." So they go to open the barrel, and this crackhead just fucking busts out the barrel, and he's like, "I feel fucking great, let's go!" And he knocks two of them out immediately. And he looks, he's like, "Hey, there's a little short, pink-haired motherfucker right here." He acting like a bitch. He's crying and pissing his pants right now. What the hell? Oh, this dude's trying to... Oh, shit, this dude's attacking. He just beats the hell out of that last dude real quick. And him and Kobe end up on Alvida's ship somehow. My memory's fucking with me right now. And we're just going to skip. And Nami was on the ship for a bit. She steals a bit of treasure and then fucks off, I think. Then... Luffy and Kobe are in the food cellar of Alvida's ship. Luffy's eating a bunch of fucking food. Then he goes at... No, I think he fights Alvida on the cruise ship. And they leave the cruise ship. Well, damn, yeah, they fight on the cruise ship. That's when they realize he has gum fruits. That's when you first see Luffy having gum powers. In the manga, you actually see the Shanks backstory, or not the Shanks backstory, but Luffy when he was a kid and he first got his devil fruit powers from a chest that Shanks brought in as treasure that he stole from Navy pirates, and Shanks was like, "Dude, why the fuck did you eat it?" He was like, "I don't know, I was hungry." And Shanks was like, "Well, now you can't fucking swim, bro." And Luffy's like, "Well, damn it. At least I got powers now." And he trains like he trained his like gum pistol for 15 years. And then he just hits Alvida into like Team Rocket style off the fucking screen. They're in a little canoe and they're floating away, or it's a little tiny boat. They fuck off to an island with a Navy headquarters. Somehow, I believe Nami ends up there as well. That may be the live action. I don't remember. But on the way there, Kobe tells Luffy that on this island, pirate hunter Zoro is on there. Someone who aspires to be the greatest swordsman in the world. And he's a bounty hunter that kills pirates. Luffy has already told Luffy his name and his dreams to be the king of the pirates. And Luffy is like, "Hey, That sounds like someone I need on my crew. And Kobe's like, hey, I think you're a little slow. I don't think you're putting together what I just told you. He hunts pirates for a living. And Luffy was like, yeah, but you said he's going to be the greatest swordsman in the world. I need that on my crew. Kobe's like, okay, what the fuck? They get to the island. They end up seeing Zoro. As they're looking in, they see a little girl. She has some food. She goes to give it to him, and I believe Helmeppo, fucking back when he was a fucking just an absolute asshole. I hated Helmeppo at this point. He has a huge redemption later, but goddamn, early Helmeppo is so fucking AIDS. It sucks. He sucks. He's such an asshole. He stomps the food out and blah blah. Makes the kid cry and threatens to like execute her if she don't leave right now. And I think he ends up leaving. Luffy goes there and Zoro asks him to give him the rice ball, the sandy rice balls on the ground, and he eats them. Because Zoro ain't had anything to eat or drink in a couple weeks. Because he's supposed to spend a fucking month out there without anything to eat or drink. And if he survives, he gets to go free. If he doesn't, well, he dies. That's the whole deal. That's the promise they made. Luffy's like, hey, you want to join my crew? Zoro's like, no. I'm not a pirate. I'm a pirate hunter. Luffy's like, but you want to be the greatest swordsman? I want to be the king of pirates. I need that on my crew. Zoro's like, what? No, get the fuck out of here. And Luffy was like, well, aren't you a swordsman? Zoro's like, yeah. Luffy's like, where are your swords? Zoro just is like, they confiscated them, dumbass. Luffy's like, all right, I'm gonna go get them. Just leaves, and Zoro's like, you, whatever, okay. He goes, assaults a lot of Navy members along the way, ends up getting his swords back, and I think getting him and Nami stealing a map to the Red Line, him or Nami stealing a map to the Red Line, I can't remember. That may be the live action as well. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, I think the map comes from Arlong. I can't fucking remember. No, I think they did get a map from the Navy headquarters. Because Nami stole it. I went to Arlong with it, and then they got it back when they went to Arlong. That may be it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they beat they beat Axe Morgan in a fight. It's a pretty decent fight. I'd give it like a 5 out of. Nah, I'm gonna compare it to all the fights in the show. It's a 1 out of 10 fight. Honestly. Doesn't mean it's a bad fight. It's just a 1 out of 10 compared to the rest of the show. And a lot of these early One Piece fights are going to be that low. Because the fights are later on just so much better. Of course. But, I think we go to Syrup Village next, and we pick up Usopp, and we get the Going Merry. They fight Captain Kuro, the cat motherfucker that does a little and he just starts going crazy, slicing motherfuckers up. Captain Kuro as a villain, Axe Morgan as a villain, I'd say is a 2 out of 10. Kuro is a 2 out of 10 as well. And I don't really have much to say. Usopp. Oh wait. Well, let me rank Luffy. Luffy, I'd say is a 8 out of 10. I like Luffy. He's a pretty good character. He's not my favorite. Zoro's a 10 out of 10. He's my fucking favorite. I'm not arguing with that. Nami is a 8 out of 10 with Luffy. She's a very interesting and cool character. She's got a very good backstory. She's got a very good emotional dilemma in the Arlong arcs. She is a very good character. And Usopp, I'd give him a 7 out of 10. I do really like Usopp as a character. I just wish we see more out of him. That's all I want. Just a little bit more from Usopp. After Syrup Village, and I think after Syrup Village, they get on the Going Merry and they go to the Baratier. And the Baratier is where you meet Sanji. I thought that Sanji was the coolest motherfucker in One Piece for the longest time of 4 episodes. And then Toei did their thing with it, and I was like, God damn it. You done ruined my character. Sanji as a character, I'm going to rate him a 6 out of 10, but he is still very cool. He is still a very cool character. He's just, most of the time he sucks in the anime. Most of the time he sucks. I like Zoro's backstory. Luffy's backstory is very good. I forgot to talk about their backstories. My bad. Luffy's backstory is very, very well written. I like it a lot. Him and Shanks' dynamic as like best friends, but also like a father figure at the same time. And then the side story, I think it was in a movie with Ben Beckman. That shit was cool as well. Him and Garp's relationship was really funny as well. I liked Zoro's backstory. It was very simple but still very emotional. Nami's backstory, of course, is really fucked up and emotional. It really is it's a very harsh background it's probably the most harsh background for a long time in the crew. And Usopp's backstory is pretty alright. He just pretty much wants to be like his dad, which I'm kind of pissed off at Yasopp right now, because if you read the manga, he didn't have to do my boy Bartolomeo like that. Oh yeah, they Sanji's backstory at this moment is still pretty damn tragic, but I still think Nami's beats his until you get to Whole Cake Island. Then once you get to Whole Cake, it's like, oh fuck. But the Baratier is probably my favorite beginning arc, besides once we actually get to Arlong Park. Don Krieg, I'd say he's a 4 out of 10 villain. He's actually one of the better pre-time skip villains, I'd say. He's just evil to be evil, and he actually was menacing for a bit. And he was a pirate. He was one of the first fucking brutes we've seen. Which is kind of funny because he was somewhat smart, because he had all that armor that had but he had pretty much Iron Man armor. And his fight with Luffy was pretty damn cool. I liked it a lot. And Sanji saying goodbye to Zeph was pretty damn emotional as well. I like that moment a lot. And then we go straight to Arlong Park after that. I'm trying to skip filler as much as possible. God, so much shit happened in the Arlong Park arc. Yeah, Nami stole the Mary, and now it was I think they got in a little boat, and they're after um they're going after Nami now after Don Krieg, and they end up splitting up at some point, and Usopp meets Nami's sister after faking his death with Nami to get him out of trouble with Arlong and shit. Zoro was tied up on a boat for a bit. Um, that's when Usopp learns her backstory and why she's doing what she's doing and why she didn't kill him and shit. So that's why it was like, oh, no. So he had to find the crew really fast before people actually believed that she killed him. She didn't make it any better because she was trying everything she could to make them believe that she did, and like she didn't want to be with in the crew and blah blah. Zoro ended up beating the fuck out of everybody at one point, and what's his name? Hachi dropped, gave him a ride to the town where Arlong was supposed to be, and Arlong was heading back to where Zoro where back to Arlong Park where Zoro just beat the fuck out of everybody. After getting in a fight with Mihawk, by the way, I forgot to mention that he almost died to Mihawk, but he impressed him, so he let Mihawk let Zoro live and grow stronger. Then the Navy comes and tries to steal Nami's treasure, and they end up doing so. And Nami, they give hints and clues to who sent them there, and ends up we figure it out. It ends up being Arlong, who told them about that, and they cut a deal to bribe them. They would get like a quarter of the money. It was 100 million berries, so they'd get 25 million berries they could split between them, which is a lot of fucking money. Um, so Nami started running toward Arlong, and Arlong was like, I didn't break no promise. I didn't take your money before you could turn it into me. I didn't take it. He didn't break a promise. Blah, 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 blah. So she ran back and she was stabbing her shoulders saying Arlong, blah, blah. And Luffy stopped her and she was telling him to go away. And this is when you get that famous scene where she's like, Luffy, help me. And Luffy does that fucking walk and he does that big ass scream, of course I will, blah, blah. I'd rate that scene probably as 8 out of 10 moment out of One Piece. That's probably one of the top emotional moments of One Piece. It was pretty good. It's just not as heavy impacting as some of the most recent, some of the shit later, and even some of the most recent shit in the manga. That shit was just like incredible. So the whole squad, Usopp, Sanji, Zoro, and Luffy pull up to Arlong. They have this long-winded fight, and Hachi ends up fighting Zoro for a bit. I don't remember if it's filler or not, if it happened in the manga or not. Luffy got trapped underwater for some time, and they were able to pull his head out, but they were doing CPR underwater with his body and shit. I don't know. So Zoro had to fight Arlong for a bit, and he did a decent he dealt a decent blow to Arlong, and Arlong was like, "How the fuck did you?" He tore his shirt off. He was like, "How the fuck did you do that shit? How are you fighting like this?" And Zoro was like, I'm just built different. I don't know. Honestly, I don't really know. But Luffy comes back eventually, and Arlong and him start beating the shit out of each other again. Eventually, Arlong throws Luffy through the wall of Nami's room, basically her prison cell. I don't know why I threw quotations up. It is her prison He would do prison cell, as you call it. It's her room, as he would call it. It is her fucking prison cell because there's fucking shackles and shit. But Luffy Luffy ends up like he just keeps shit talking to Luffy, and Luffy gets pissed off enough he just starts tearing down the whole building to the point where Arlong gets caught in the crossfire and he just crushes his skull. Swear to God, he killed Arlong. There's no way he survived. I know it's confirmed he did, but holy shit, that is crazy. But everybody thinks Luffy died as well because the whole building has just collapsed on him. And he climbs out the rubble. He's like, Nami, we friends, right? That's why we do this shit. You part of my crew. I'm always gonna slide for you. Let's go. And Nami starts crying, and he's like, yeah. Then his high wears off, and he just stumbles down like, and they end up leaving. And then I think after that they go to the Loge town, and they fight. They go to see Luffy ends up going to seeing the execution platform where Gold Roger was executed, or Goldie Roger was executed, and that's when you first meet Smoker, which I love Smoker as a character. He's an 8 out of 10, especially in these early episodes. He's like a force to be reckoned with. Like we really didn't know how to beat him till way later. But he ends up getting captured by Buggy. I forgot Buggy even existed. I'm sorry, guys. They got the Grand Line map from Buggy. That's how they got it. And then Nami stole it and went to Arlong. Buggy. I would rate, in the very beginning, I'd rate Buggy a 4 out of 10. I hate Buggy in these early episodes. But later he actually becomes a pretty funny character. He actually becomes pretty goddamn funny. But he is captured by Buggy, and Alvida comes back with a devil fruit power with a whole new body. And Luffy's about to be executed, but someone stops the execution with a lightning strike. And Smoker was able to grab Luffy and pin him down to the ground with his little stick that at the end it has a sea prism stone, so it stops devil fruit users. He pins him down, and he's about to execute Luffy, and someone comes behind him and stops him and throws his weapon away. Luffy ends up escaping, and they go to the Grand Line. Bam. That is the first this is the first video in a series of my One Piece reviews. I would say this first chunk of episodes, which I would say is, I think it's like the first 61 episodes. I think it's the East Blue saga. I would give it probably a 6 out of 10. It's good, but it could get a lot better, and it does get a lot better. I hope y'all enjoy the video, and I'm gonna try and figure this shit out eventually. Bye.